right, let's start our art project. So I've got my art kit here, and the first thing you've got to do is figure out what material you want to use first. So I'm going to pick out my markers, because I know I'm making something with lines. I want the lines to be nice and bright. I'm going to take my markers out, try to keep them all close together. I'm going to start with, let's see, I'm going to start with black marker. Now, what I like to do with my markers to take care of them is put the cap on the back of my marker. And I'm going to start anywhere on my paper, and I'm going to take my line for a walk. And I'm going to try to make one big long line all around my paper. Here's a nice zigzag line. Maybe I want a curly line. Oh, maybe it goes all the way up here and does that oceany line. I made up that word because it couldn't be a wavy line, because this is a wavy line. Maybe they start crisscrossing. Maybe we go for a little wave over here. What other kinds of lines could we do? Oh, maybe we could do some dotted lines. Maybe one of those kind of boxy lines. Or blocky is what I called it. And you can make the different parts of your lines bigger or smaller as it moves around. And you could even invent your own kind of line. Maybe it goes a little wacky somewhere along there. Let's see, what else could I do? Maybe I'm gonna crisscross them a little bit. Now it's starting to get a little crazy over there, so I'm gonna go down here, try to fill in some of the space. Ooh, there's our bumpy line, but upside down. And I'm gonna pull this out just a little bit. And I'm gonna stop right where I started. Now, this is my way of doing this. If you want to use your lines in a different way, that's totally fine. To take care of my marker, I'm gonna click it. Make sure you hear that click. Yeah. All right. Now, you can switch your materials once you've done your lines. You can really switch them anytime that you want, but when I switch my materials, I like to put my first material away so that I keep my stuff nice and neat. So I'm gonna put this back in my art kit, and I'm gonna grab my crayons to fill in. Now in school, we're not gonna use our watercolors or glue today. We're just gonna use our drawing materials, because we've gotta learn how to use those glue, the scissors and all that stuff. So I'm just gonna go from crayons to markers. I like to pick crayons now because they're kind of easier for me to color in. So now what you can do is you can find the different shapes that you've made with your lines, and you can color them in solid, or you can make some patterns inside each space. You can do different kinds of designs in there. You can even draw little pictures inside. Of course, I'm gonna have one spot that's full of, cat heads. So you can really turn this into any kind of artwork that you want. As always, our art room is choice-based, which means I'm gonna give you the idea that you can use, and you can twist the idea however you want. You could even, if you think you have a different way of making artwork using lines, do it. You don't have to use my technique. I just want to give you some little bit of inspiration before you use your own artistic juices. So here's my cat-filled shape. Now I'm gonna finish this up and then show you my finished product. So stay tuned. So here's my finished artwork, and you can see I went a little wild here with adding some drawings to the outside and some lines where there was empty space. I even found a hidden picture here, and I went a little crazy with the color combinations here. I always have to have a rainbow. So you don't have to do just one thing or two things. You can really go crazy with it. Make it your own. Happy arting!